Hello, welcome to Knightspeed. Game 12, end of the season. UCF loses the last game of the season to BYU. Talk about the game and also what's up with the recruiting and what we're going to have to do probably in the transfer portal. I am Matt Johnson with his brother Mark Johnson.
Hey, everybody.
Um, what'd you think about the game?
It was a pleasant surprise when I turned it on and we were up 14 nothing, you know, and
Yeah,
I then
that was a
became
surprise.
glued to the set. And you then kind of knew the fix was on after,
Yeah,
and not that BYU is not they are a better team.
yeah.
There's a difference between us and them, but any kind of momentum was going to get quashed by, you know, the striped wearing players on the field.
I just think we just don't have the personnel. I mean, we just
No,
don't.
I know. Yeah,
I
again, I
mean,
think BYU, but any chance of an upset was diminished.
yeah. I mean, they, especially after they tied the score up 14-14, it looked like they were really keen on just stopping our run and saying, go ahead, try to pass against us. You can. Which, I mean,
Yeah,
did you notice that they had like eight in the box? We're covering our outside receivers, man on. And that just showed me is like, gosh, you can't beat that. Because, I mean, you've got no over the top coverage. You got man on. That should be literally throw it past them and strike up the fight song, you know?
I agree.
It's just, is that we couldn't do it. And I was like, well,
We were limited on offense this year. That's what happens when you have kind of a thrown together
yeah,
of 70 players.
no, I agree.
The one touchdown for BYU, how I've been doing for the whole season. It was a clinic on holding by BYU. That well, as soon as I saw that, I was like, "Okay, we're not winning."
Well, what about the one where they fumbled on the 1 yard line? It was a
That too.
fumble.
I mean, you don't throw the beanbag down unless it's a fumble,
Yeah, it was.
and it's kind of like, all right. But, other than that, it was like, our special teams let down and gave up a touchdown. It was a horrible kick, that he out punted coverage and that
Yeah,
they didn't cover well. It was just it was a forgettable game. I'll be honest with you.
yeah.
The
It's
exception of the
funny.
first quarter, it was pretty much forgettable after that.
We have three punts the entire game, and one of them was, a horror show.
Right. Yeah, it is what it is. And
Yeah,
I'm relieved the season's over.
yeah.
On to basketball.
I was pleasantly surprised. I thought with the start of the season we would possibly be 3-9, 4-8. I was hoping for 6-6. We came a one shy of that. I mean, we had our chances. We had our chances to get to that 6 win, especially the Kansas game. A couple bounces go our way, even Cincinnati or heck, Houston.
Right.
And again, I think it was just the personnel. We get a little different personnel, and we are bowling.
Right. No,
And I
you
think,
know, we had our chances to win 6, 7 games this year. We just didn't do it.
yeah,
Um, we did have our limitations on this team. I think we got about as much out of this team as we could get, you know. Um, and 5-7 is about what I thought it was going to be. I was hoping for
yeah,
6-6, but I had a feeling it was probably a team that, we would have had to have gone almost perfect at home. And I thought our home schedule was a little tougher than last year. So, we did the first part which was a lot harder than I thought it was. That's the reason why I kind of started feeling okay. It's more like a 5-7 team when we
yeah,
we came out 3-0, but when you look at that Jacksonville State game was so close to starting off 0-1,
yeah.
and then going from there. I mean the FCS team we played,
Easy win.
was no problem, and then
Yeah,
North Carolina, you know, I think that's what gave everybody kind of the false sense of hope is that we started kind of having a tough time with North Carolina, but then we kind of pulled away from them. At that time too, we had a healthy team still.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You know, but it got worse after that. Like I said, when you start seeing your offensive line not being able to pick up a yard, and it wasn't like it happened
It
once.
was over and over the season.
It happened a lot,
Yeah,
and
or we couldn't get to, third and one, fourth and one.
right. And then you start looking at the penalty problem we had, especially on offense. It was just something that's got to be fixed. You can't give that many penalties up and expect to have a winning record.
Especially on third and twos, or third and four, and now it's third and nine, and it's like,
Although
here we go again.
I heard that we had as many penalties as Miami did. So I guess you can
Really?
have that many penalties and still have a winning record.
Yeah, yeah.
But it'd be preferable if we didn't.
Well, I guess again we go back to what we started with is, I think Miami had quite a few more offensive weapons than we did,
Right.
and but yeah, I guess BYU 41, UCF 21. You know, I guess I would take away that touchdown. 34-21 sounds better to me. Out there in Provo again, I think the team played okay, considering our third down efficiency was pretty much equal to theirs. Fourth down efficiency was equal. They had six more first downs. They had 10 minutes more possession than we did. That hurt.
That hurts. Yeah.
So, you know, I guess we had one more. I'm sorry, two turnovers. There none. And again, that's also been a problem of ours also all year.
Yeah,
Negative
BYU
turnover.
is a well-coached team, a well-disciplined team, and knowing to beat BYU, we were going to have to play a type of game I don't think that team was really capable of doing.
Mm,
They're not well-disciplined,
no.
and they are, I think, pretty well coached. That's the reason why I think we got the most out of this team what we could have gotten. But
Yeah.
well, it turned out to be what it is. And
Did BYU lose their coach?
no, 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 he's staying.
Okay.
That's the difference I think with BYU and other teams in the Big 12 is they have a lot of money. So
Yeah.
they quashed it real quick. As soon as they started finding out that he was being pursued by Penn State, they just re-upped him, gave him a
Yeah.
raise, and he's not going anywhere.
Huh. I guess I wonder if Penn State's got a coach yet or if they're still without a coach.
Well, yeah, it's getting to that point. If you're Penn State, you're going to have to start figuring out somebody. I don't know who the
No.
interim coach was, but you may have to go with that guy for at least a year. I mean, just to keep the recruiting class and all that together.
If you can't find a coach after as long as they've had a chance to search, because I think Franklin was gone again week 4.
Right.
So they've had 8 weeks during the season. And again, if you come up here with nothing going into next season, that is a shamble for you.
That is gross negligence, isn't it?
That really is. I mean, you are in so trouble, and I don't know how you would keep your recruiting class. Because I mean, if I was another Big Ten team, I'd be like, look at what they got going on there. I mean,
Right.
you could just attack that so easy. Why would you want to go there?
No, I got you. I mean, I think Penn State's probably
Yeah.
very familiar with it.
What a what a
But,
problem. Well, you got anything more to say about
no,
BYU? And
I'm glad the season's over.
yeah,
I'll accept a 5-7. I mean, to me, I know a lot of people were kind of probably wouldn't have been good for us to go to a bowl this year, but to me, it's
no,
always good to kind of have something to play for one last game. But
yeah,
at this point, I think what we're getting ready to talk about next is like recruiting and all that. To where
yeah.
I saw Scott's presser today
I
about
did too.
and he said it kind of went just as easy as he'd hoped it to be, and no surprises or anything, and everybody was done by about 11 o'clock, which is nice.
Yeah.
Um,
But did he get all 13 to sign?
yeah,
Because I look at the recruiting services and it still says commit. It's like, were they not
I don't
updating
think
us?
they've updated it yet. Yeah, but all
Okay, I
these
guess
guys
other
did fine.
schools updated, and we don't really have somebody on that.
Right. Yeah, we didn't. It's they're signed and expected to be here. Some in January. Rocco
Yeah.
88 is going to be here in January. I think some of these other kids plan on being here.
Well,
If
that's
that's not
good. I mean, yeah, that'd be good to get the quarterbacks in here because he addressed the Taven Jackson. Is he going? Is he staying? He kind of didn't really say that he was
David
leaving.
Jackson said he's going.
Oh, he did say he's leaving.
Yeah, he's going into the transfer portal. So I wish him well.
Yeah,
He gave great effort while he was here, and he
yeah,
was probably injured for much of the season.
a
And I'm
majority
talking
of it.
not hurt, but injured.
Yeah,
And you and I know the difference between hurt and injured. And
yeah,
it's like, are you hurt? Like meaning, I just don't feel good. I don't know if I want to play. Or you were injured and you probably shouldn't be playing. I think he was more of the latter of he was injured in some of these games and probably shouldn't have been playing some of them.
yeah,
Like I know we did cut him out of a jersey against Kansas State, and he went back in there.
yeah,
So when you've got a guy doing that, I think you're in the respect of the fan base.
yeah.
You know, um, I guess it leaves us open now to see who we go out and get for a quarterback.
That'll be interesting.
I'm not sure if Rocco or Dante Carr, the other quarterback who signed, is going to be ready, and maybe they will. We'll see.
Yeah, that's
I
what
mean, you
spring's
still
for. I
got
guess we'll see what's going on there.
yeah, you still got Davi on the roster. I
Yeah,
think I'm not sure he's getting in any kind of portal, but so that's three quarterbacks, and then I don't know if you saw in Scott's press conference, he's trying to get another
Fancher.
year for Cam Fancher.
Yeah,
And I think if Cam Fancher gets granted that year, he's your starter next year,
yeah,
period.
yeah.
Um, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, you know?
Well, I'm just thinking, does he have the ability to stay healthy?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think he's going
And
to have a
again,
much better offensive
I'm
line
hoping, yeah, I'm
this
hoping our
time.
offensive line is vastly improved next year from this year.
Yeah, and we may have to, I think the offensive line, there's going to be some money spent on. Um, we do have four running backs, but none of them have any significant playing time. None of them.
No, well,
You know?
Stacey Gage, didn't he have a couple carries this year
Yeah, but nothing significant. He may have played about 6, 7 plays, and that's it. You know,
before he was injured? Well, I guess we can always,
I think Adai has more playing time than him.
yeah, and I guess the did, but still not really significant. Don't you think we probably go in the portal for at least one more guy?
I think you do. I think we
Yeah,
only have three running backs anyway. I said four, but I
yeah,
think it's only three.
yeah.
And so you probably
Well,
go back. You make it two if you can. I
we
think you
got
try to get that big back too. You got to get a big back.
we got two. Well, as we talked about the other night, Scott really doesn't like the big back.
Well, the third ones and the fourth ones it goes a lot better with a bigger back.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
I
just saying.
agree.
Like I said, you and I agreed, I think earlier that if you had Bowser on those plays, it'd have been a different result.
Yeah,
And that's
touchdown
your difference
scored.
between a talented bigger back.
Yeah,
And he's one of the better running backs at this school.
yeah. Well, again,
And
both running backs, and I guess you can call Kaj Baker a kind of an all-purpose guy. He's more in the mold of a like a Dredrick Snelson, or I'm sorry, AK. Adrian Killens.
right.
So do you really? I guess he's going to be more of a scat back out of the backfield. Now, again, when you look at Arthur Lewis, he's 190. He's only 5'9". That might be a little bit of power there. And of
I
course,
think
Travion Squint didn't play at all this year.
right. And I think Scott's kind of interested and real excited to see what happens with
Yeah,
Tavion Swint. Um, I don't know, you want to break down the 13 guys
yeah,
quick, and then we can maybe break down what happened with 25 as well as the portal class we can go through
yeah,
real quick. I think we talked about Rocco Marriott real quick.
yeah.
Our kid, they got
Dante
a
Carr.
three-star
Yeah,
now, but he's one who's going to get a shot at playing, and he may get an early shot. It depends on how Cam Fancher does if he comes back. Now, if Cam Fancher doesn't come back, we're going to have to go buy a quarterback, or get one of these kids ready to play in the Big 12.
Yeah.
And that frightens me. Getting a true freshman out there
Well, because
playing.
now you're looking at possible another 5-7
Yeah,
at best.
at best, yeah. I mean, because we don't have a very easy schedule next year,
Mm.
and it just so it kind of turns into that thing of here we go again. You know,
Yeah. No, I agree, and it's not an easy
and
schedule.
maybe
Again,
Rocco turns into being another kid, kind of like I don't know what that was his name, Bear, whatever his name is, over at who's a true freshman. I don't know what's
Bachmeyer.
yeah. How many stars does that kid have next to his name in the?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah,
I
but
don't
he
know either.
he had a good team with him. He
Right,
had a decent team. And again, we see him again next year, except he comes to the bounce house.
right, right.
So
If Rocco turns out to be something like that, to where he grasps the offense that quickly and things like that, well then, okay, let's go with it.
yeah,
But you're still going to need playmakers.
yeah.
I think we do have a lot of guys who are coming back that can be playmakers, especially guys who were injured. That
JD Farmer, we got three receivers with a load full of experience.
right,
We have two tight ends who have experience.
right.
So I mean, I look at the receiving room, and the tight end room is pretty good.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I think you got to definitely got to try to get number 0, Dylan, back.
Yeah, I mean, we did recruit a tight end.
Right.
So and then Brooke Hall, but like I said, is I guess isn't he Rocco's main target?
Yes. He's got the um he got his tight end
Yeah.
from high school, and yeah, that should be fun.
Well, like so we got one in the class, which is good. Again,
Right.
one running back, two offensive linemen, which that will help because considering last year we got what, three offensive linemen?
Yeah.
So we have, and I believe all three of them were redshirted. So we'll have three redshirt freshmen and two true freshmen, which that's where you can kind of start that young offensive line.
No, I
And
agree.
again, you
I've been
look at
trying to find this, and I'm just going to stop trying. I've been trying to find the quarterback for BYU, his info to see what he was last year, but
yeah,
I don't think he was part of the recruiting class. He signed late.
yeah,
I think he went to Stanford at first. Stanford coach got canned, and he left and went to BYU.
I see.
So, he's a good player. Like I said, if Rocco or even Dante, I think Dante has a little bit more rougher edges, meaning he's more of a runner than a passer.
Yeah,
Although he can pass, it'll be interesting,
yeah. No, I
because
agree.
I think if Cam Fancher gets awarded that medical red shirt, he'll be your starter at least for game one. You
Yeah,
know, if if he doesn't, then it's going to be interesting to see who we get out of the portal, because I don't think unless Davi is able to grasp the playbook that quick, get
and you never know. He might
his
he might
throwing
get
sharper,
yeah he
things like
might
that.
get loads better next year.
I like Davi. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not giving up on Davi, but my point is the one thing that Taven had is he had a lot of experience now,
yeah,
and maybe someone's already talking to him, and he's got somebody lined up, or maybe he's got his reasons, but he's not going to be here next season. And I don't know. I don't think Scott told him, look, it might be best for you to move on.
yeah. And he may have said that.
Yeah. I mean, they asked him about it, and he did not comment about it. So,
Yeah,
it turns into there's a story there, I guess. We'll never know, but
yeah.
Taven Jackson has moved on.
And again, as far as I'm concerned, good luck to him.
Yeah. No, I
He,
mean,
he played his best for us. He played well. Sometimes he was
he
great.
gave great
Sometimes he
effort, man.
wasn't.
Yeah, he
Yeah, and I
gave
mean,
great effort, and and like I said, being injured and playing, giving the effort that he gave, we were short a couple plays, and we could have prolonged this season. I don't know if that'd have been a good thing or bad, but
Yeah.
you know, you know,
But again, like I said, he was very serviceable, and like I said, I'll remember him fondly.
right,
And I look at Davy as kind of like a very raw Mackenzie Milton.
right. Yeah. Well, yeah. Like I said, I think Davi needs to get a better grasp of the playbook. I think, I don't think Davi's a dumb guy, but I do think that, it showed how smart KZ was.
Yeah,
Real smart kid, really good athlete, but a very smart kid.
yeah,
Was able to kind of really, you know, um, excel at that position, And I think
hmm
that's the one thing that, I think hopefully, Mackenzie Milton and Scott got at least two guys on this roster from this pledge class with Dante and Rocco that are bright kids that are going to be able to pick up the playbook quickly,
yeah.
hopefully during the spring, because it would be nice technically if Cam Fancher could start the season and one of these two kids take over midway through, like kind of like a Mackenzie Milton
Did his
situation,
freshman year, yeah,
and take it the rest of the way, and
yeah.
even better go 6-6, you know,
Well, like I said, I think it'd be
or
kind of
better.
a step back if we don't get at least 6 wins next year.
Right. No, you're right.
Might be tough.
Right.
But again, we've got two quarterbacks, a running back, a tight end, and two offensive linemen. Now, again, the two offensive linemen we've got coming in are both above 6'5".
Right.
That's pretty good size.
The
Right, that right there,
Keziah
that is,
Charlton, 6'6", 295-pound kids. This is a true freshman. That kid's already got size on him.
yeah.
Um, so he's going to probably possibly get himself into the playing rotation a lot quicker than the other one. I'm looking for him. Actually,
Amon Williams,
yes, he's 6'6", 260. Yeah,
which
that's a
is
little
probably
undersized for Big 12.
that's probably a little thin,
Yeah, thin wise.
just for the fact that he's
Height
6'6".
wise, he's fine. You
Yeah. I'm just saying for an offensive lineman, that's probably a little. He probably needs to get a little bit of the training table, get a couple
Right.
pounds, and maybe who knows? Maybe by next fall he can be 285.
Yeah, well, I guess when we go over the 2025 um uh roster, I think there are a few other offensive tackles in or offensive linemen in that one.
Yeah,
So, you know, we have enough young linemen to kind of get these guys situated and go
that's
the
true.
right way.
Very true.
That's all we can really kind of hope for.
Yeah.
And because I think Scott is one who does not believe we can, build a really solid offensive line through the portal. To him, you can probably grab two or three guys, but that's it.
hmm
Grab all five and backups. And
I don't think
I have
that.
a feeling Scott's gonna probably spend some money on a center,
Yeah.
because we don't have a center because even the backup is gone. And that kid came from Georgia.
Was he? Did he? Was he a transfer, or was he just graduating out?
He's graduating out, but he was a transfer from Georgia. Um, Cam Kenny,
Yeah.
I think, yeah, he's gone. So that was the backup, and he was like backup guard, backup everything. But he was finishing the season at center, you know,
Yeah.
and so we're gonna have to find a center. I'm sure we're gonna have to find at least a couple serviceable tackles. I think we could probably figure out guards with what we have.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, it's all going to hinge on the offensive line. We're going to have to really, make strides at offense this year or at the offensive line, and then we're going to have to make sure.
Well, again, we look at Ribot. Ribot's gone.
Yeah, he's finally gone. Paul Rubelt has finally run out of um, eligibility.
And he's been there. What is he, a 6-year guy?
Yeah,
So because he was there, I think when Mackenzie Milton was there.
Uh, I don't know. I thought he came in 20, but he might have come in 19.
Well, didn't Milton leave in
In
20?
19. After 19, he left. Yeah.
Okay. Well, so I guess he was there with the Dylan Gabriel.
Right. He was there definitely with Dylan Gabriel. He started playing in 23, 24, 25. You know,
Yeah,
he didn't play 20, 21, or 22. And if he did, he played very, you know,
sporadic. Yeah, less
yeah,
than
I
four
think
games.
you saw him on the, the special teams lines, which is
Yeah.
fine. So I'm sure hopefully this year with some of these linemen that were not the starters were playing on the special teams lines,
Hmm.
getting some experience.
Yeah. When you think about it, his backup and what Owen Spell, he's only a junior,
Spell, I'm sure will be playing next year.
and Spell has a few starts. He's got what 3, 4 starts
Yeah,
when Rubel was injured. So I mean, maybe you fight to keep that guy.
right. And I guess, yeah, Owen Spell is a junior, so he'll be a senior next year.
Yep.
Okay.
You look at again with Gad Memelar and Jabari Brooks are both
Those guys are gone.
seniors. They're both gone.
Yeah. Cole
So the
Kozlowski's
left
gone.
the left tackle, I'm sorry, the left guard is going to have to definitely, once we got somebody on campus now, which would be very young, which he's not even on the depth chart.
Yeah, I didn't go back. Well, a lot of these kids scattered, after
Yeah,
last year. So, we have that problem with some of these kids that were, not here. It was kind of funny how Scott was saying he came, last year, remember when he came in and kind of did his welcoming speech and all that?
yeah,
And he said as soon as he got off stage, he had four or five agents saying, "You want this kid, this is what it's going to cost to
yeah.
stay here."
I don't even know this kid.
He didn't even know the kid. And he's like, "Wow, okay."
Yeah, I mean, I can like, yeah, no thanks.
Well, I'm sure he said yeah to some of these kids because I think at that point you're counting on some of the coaches who you retained as
Yeah,
well as your athletic director and things like that. Well, we got LaParker Langston from last year out of
yeah,
community college. He's 6'8", 310. I don't know if he played any this year, but I don't know if he has any eligibility left. He came from a community college, so
huh.
I was looking to
And
see
then,
what we had last year. And then you
but
get
you were our center number one on the depth chart is Carter Miller for the center.
right.
So who knows? Maybe he's again we lost Cameron Kinney, but
Is
I think
he got I thought Carter Miller was gone. He's
it
got
says
another year.
Redshirt Junior.
Oh, cool. Okay. So it looks like we do have a center.
Yes. Now, Keegan Smith and Patrick Baird are both seniors, so they're obviously graduated out. But then you look at our right tackle, and we've got Cushman. Preston Cushman's a redshirt junior, as is Connor Meadows.
Right.
So with those two guys, perceivably able to come back, depending on if we want their services or not.
Yeah, I'm looking at the kids from last year, Matt, the linemen, and they're
Yeah,
all 260 to 245. They all got good height, 6'6", 6'8", 6'7", but they're all, small guys. I
yeah.
mean,
245
thin
is just
guys.
not big. That's not big enough.
Like Jacquez Joyner, offensive tackle, 6'3", 260. It's just not big enough,
No,
especially a tackle.
no.
You're gonna put another 30 pounds on you at least.
Yeah, or be really, really fast.
Yeah, real good technique. Then you got
Yeah,
Jacob M- Maiava, a kid out of Hawaii, interior
yeah,
offensive lineman, 6'2", 290. I always love those island kids,
yeah.
they yeah, they got the kind of disposition you want at the position and they work hard, you know.
Yes.
And that's the kind of kid that he may get some, he was a freshman this year, so he may be playing next year. You never know. He's
No,
already
I agree.
290. He's already 290. And then you got another kid, Ray Sean McCaney from last year, offensive tackle, 6'8", 26 or 250. He's had a full year of kind of being in the weight room and eating right. So hopefully he's put on about 30 pounds.
Yeah,
We'll see what happens. We're gonna have these kids kind of get it together, and then you sit there and start looking at 41 transfers that we had from last year.
that's a lot.
And Anthony Vanieri was a punter. Don't know who he is. Rodney Laura was a hell of a player,
Yeah.
and I think he's got a year left. So we got to try to get him back.
Well, he does have time left.
Yeah, he's a good player, that kid.
Yeah, we got you.
Try to
I
keep
mean,
him.
are you on the defensive side of the ball now?
Yeah. Well, I'm just looking at um, last year's uh, kids who we think we want to keep, and I was looking at the last year's commitments.
Yeah.
And like I said, with Laura, definitely is a kid you want to keep. Not offense or defense, just a kid technically who we know is a sound football player, and we got to try and keep him here.
No, I agree.
And then going down, I'm looking at Jade McDonald. Is he a senior?
Jane McDonald is a redshirt senior.
Okay. Kid was a good player. Decent
Yeah,
player. Too bad.
but we
Chris,
still have Carter Lewis. We have Lewis Carter there. I mean,
yeah, well, Lewis Carter, but
he's
we
the
don't have
will.
anybody next to him. Dahmer Kant, is he exhausted?
Dahmer Kant
Wide
is.
receiver?
Yeah.
Is he out?
He is a redshirt senior.
Okay, so he's gone.
But again, we have Marcus Burke's gone also.
Right.
We do have Wade and Charles, Carl Jenkins Jr.
Yeah.
and DJ Black. I'm sorry, not
Right.
Black. I'm sorry, Dwayne Thomas.
Right.
Speedy.
Right. Yeah. Owen Spell, he's coming back, right? Because he's
He's
offensive
only a
tackle.
junior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elijah Brown, I don't recall him playing. Davi, I want to say is a redshirt freshman, right?
Tavi's a redshirt freshman.
Noah Ellis is gone. Um, Emerick Kumba, I don't know who he is. He came from God knows where, but he's an edge. I don't know if he played or not. Connor Meadows, he's an interior offensive lineman. He's gone, right?
Yes. He's graduated out.
Okay. Dalton Riggs, long snapper.
Dalton Riggs is going to be a junior. He's a junior. So he's
Okay. We'll get him next year. Good. Long snapper. And then you had Dwayne Speedy Thomas. I think he can come back.
yes, our kicker, yeah, Speedy is back.
Okay. DJ Bell, is he the one who decided to leave? I'm not sure. I don't remember. But nonetheless, Marcus Burke, he comes back, right?
No, he's gone.
Okay. Cole Kozlowski's gone. Lewis Carter, we have to get him back. Jay Nixon's gone. Carter Miller, you're saying he can come back?
Carter Miller?
Yeah. Offensive
Yes.
lineman?
Yes.
There you go. Okay. So he's 6'2", 300-pound kid. Yeah. He'll work. Out of University of Louisiana Monroe.
Yeah. Carter Miller is, and again, he's number one on the depth chart. So that's huge.
Right.
Because again, your center's your play caller on the line.
Yep. Sincere Edwards, he's going to be fine. We got him.
Yeah.
And then
But,
Jayden Bellamy, what about him? He's a good player. We got to get him back if we can get him back.
well, was he a lineman?
He's cornerback. I'm sorry.
Jaden Bellamy. I think he's just jumping all around here.
Cornerback who came out of Syracuse. We got him last year. I think he has a year left. I'm not
He's a
sure.
redshirt junior. He is.
Good player. He
As
is.
is DJ Bell's backup. He's a redshirt junior.
Okay. Kelly Lawson, linebacker.
Kelly Lawson is a redshirt senior, unfortunately.
He was a good player.
We're losing both center linebackers.
Right. Okay. Horace Lockett, we got to get him back. I think he has some time left. 6'6", 315. That kid's a hell of a player.
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking of a ripped pectoral muscle. When you think
Yeah.
about that, those are usually very successful, especially when
Right.
you hem them up and give them a little time to rehab. And But
Right.
that's again, if we can't keep him, we've got to get somebody else. The real people we've got to keep on this defense though is John Walker. He's a
Yeah.
must
God, he's one I know
must
everybody's
keep.
going to be going after him, but we'll see because I have a feeling I could see Texas Tech throwing a good size. You throw 3 million at this kid. I don't know if we're going to be able to match that.
Wait a minute, you got R.J. Jackson, who's decent,
Right.
and that's one thing I guess we're really the strongest at is defensive line.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I would like to keep him. Heck, I wish we could keep Malachi.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he came in, 2021 or whatever. He was here all 4 years. That's kind of a crazy thing, but yeah, he played, you know, all 4 years here.
Well, he took a Josh Selescar's spot. Remember that?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Selscar, I really like Selscar.
I did too. He was a good player for us, but like I said, I guess he got kind of disenchanted when he was losing playing time. Which I guess the guy's a competitor; he wants to play, so I get why he left. And again, I think he went first to Texas A&M 2 years ago, and again,
Right.
so that right there tells me they probably paid him a little bit of money, and then I guess went
Yeah.
back to his
I
hometown.
think he knew he was limited here, so he left, went to Texas A&M. I think he was there and didn't really appreciate the playing time, so then he wound up back at USF. And
Yeah,
I think he had a good year there. I
yeah,
didn't really watch any of their games, so I can't. But I think he was probably one of the better players. Phil Dunham, he's gone. That's too
yeah,
bad. He's a hell of a safety
yeah,
that we got out of FAU. Now Phil Picciotti,
yeah,
he's listed as a linebacker
yeah.
out of OU. I didn't see that kid play one down this year.
Neither did
Do we know what years he in or anything like that?
I. I don't. Like I say because I don't know. He may have even just got a redshirt.
Right. I'm gonna click on it real quick and see if something comes up on him.
But you look at Jaden Gould.
Yeah.
He was a decent little backup. And again, he mature enough to play a Dunham spot well enough. Or again, one of the guys we have on the roster. Or we might just go get somebody.
Well, Picciotti is a sophomore, so he's Matt 6'3", 245 linebacker.
Yeah,
I hope this kid could turn into something because he could really use him. Good size linebacker there.
no, I agree.
6'3", 245. That's those are winning numbers if you can make plays like the other kid that we got out of Oklahoma. You know what I'm talking about?
That's Lewis Carter.
Lewis Carter. Yeah, boy, that guy is a player.
Yeah,
But
if we
he
can,
and Picciotti, I'm not sure how you say his last name.
yeah.
245,
Well,
6'3", if that guy can get it together, man, we could have a poor man's Bosworth here.
oh, that would be nice.
Yeah, I just stumbled across Justin Royez. We're 6'5", 310. I'm not sure where he came out of, but offensive tackle, good sized kid out of Lakeland High School. It appears to me he's a sophomore, so he has a shot to play next year, right?
Yeah, but I guess it all comes down to who we're going to have calling signals next year.
Right. Yeah. Dylan Wade I think, is a guy we have to get back.
Dylan Wade is that's a must on the offensive side of the ball. Again, I don't think we could lose Wade and Charles or even Carl Jenkins, our two freshmen that came in there. I don't think we could lose them to anybody.
Right.
Along with could somebody come in and get Dwayne Thomas from us?
Well, yeah, I mean, no offense. I think Dwayne, Speedy Thomas is a really fine player, but if someone came and switched, I think we'd be okay.
You think we? I mean,
I think we'd be fine. We could find another, I think we could find a receiver with P4 experience
yeah,
that would, like I said, I want to keep Speedy, Thomas, but some of these guys, it would be okay. It would be kind of a bummer, but you know, it'd be
If
nice.
you look at the offensive side of the ball, that's really where we're the strongest at as our wide receiver,
Okay,
especially with Day Farmer coming back. It looks like he'll probably help us too.
right.
So again, you've got at least you know three possible starters along with a decent backup. And that's not even telling if you go out and get somebody in the portal, which again, it wouldn't have to be a really pressing need to get somebody who's going to be a starter.
Yeah. Okay. I
Or
mean,
again, you could actually work your freshmen that we got, work
right,
them into the mix
right.
like we did this year.
Well, Day Day's got some experience when he was at West Virginia. He played like 6, 7 games, so
Yeah,
I think he'll be fine. Um, I was at Jakai Leftwich. He came from Carolina, and it appears he's a sophomore, six
yeah.
foot six, 310. Time to plug that kid in. You know,
No, I agree.
Guard Memelar is gone, isn't he?
He's gone. He's graduated out.
Okay, 6'4", 315.
Yeah, and
Uh,
that's where we really got a huge need is our both guards on both sides of the ball, right and left, because both of those players were in the depth chart, at least on first and second, were both seniors.
right.
You have four seniors that are gone.
Okay. What about R.J. Jackson? He's a defensive lineman. I'm going to check on him real quick. He's a junior, so he'd come back. I'll
RJ
take.
Jackson is he's I mean I spoke about him earlier. He's
He's one who played, huh?
yes, and again he's also again really the poor man's John Walker.
Okay. Well,
That he's
but-
really I think he's more suited for the nose than John Walker is. I
yeah,
think John Walker would actually help us better if he could play defensive tackle, but they were switched positions, so
right,
obviously the coaches saw something different.
right.
But then
Well,
again, you got Derek LeBlanc, who's back up.
right.
John Walker, he's back. Rod Laura, again,
Yeah.
he's back.
I think I was listening to Christian and Bailey, and they were going through all. I think there were about eight linemen. He goes, just sign all 8 of them, bring them all
Yeah,
back.
bring
Yeah.
them all back. Like I said, that's where the strongest on the offensive side of the ball is the
Right.
defensive line. Now, again, we need a middle linebacker.
Well,
Um,
one kid I was just talking about who's 6'3", 245 pounds. If he's got a mean streak in him, his now's the Tom Show kid.
yeah, what I mean, I still think you're going to need a backup regardless.
Right.
And again, you might be able to go down to a, you know, FBS school and get another Cole Kozlowski. Because again, for what we got him, I don't know what we paid him, but like I said, that is a find. Because if you look at the middle linebacker play we've had last 2, 3 years, has
Yeah.
really been just suspect.
Right. Right. We
And
haven't.
again, he did have his limitations, lateral, from sideline to sideline,
Yeah.
but he was a very good run stopper. He could plug holes in the line, and I'd rather have something like that,
I
than
agree.
somebody.
No, he was a good player. He was a fan favorite.
Yeah,
But it'll be interesting to see. Like I said, we got our recruiting class today, 13 kids. That means we're going to be very active in the portal.
oh yeah, because
We're
13 is
going to
not
get
enough.
a good shot at some kids, that can play. Um, it'll be interesting to see what we do about quarterback and what we're going to do about running back.
Yeah,
If you can find that one kind of receiver, not that I don't think we have enough good receivers, but say you can find a kid who's 6'2", 6'3", who has P4 experience, I'd go for it.
well, that's what I was going to kind of chat about a little bit here on the kids we missed out on who were committed at one time but then decommitted.
Okay.
What really kind of gets me, and again, the top of that list, if you think about it, is a kid who was supposed to go to Michigan State. I don't see that he's signed with them. And again,
I
Tyron
think
Warren,
he's not. He's going to sign next week,
is,
and
is it with
Cristobal
Michigan
has
State?
us. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. That receiver, right?
Yeah, Tyron, and again, he's a 4-star kid, 6 foot, 175 pounds. He's out of Sarasota.
Okay.
I was hoping we could possibly turn him, flip
Right.
him. But I don't know. I mean, and again, he's the top of the decommit board.
Well, it comes down to if the price is right, we'll get them.
Yeah, is that
Whatever that
and
is.
well, if you noticed that in Scott's interview today, did you notice I said college football's broken? He didn't
I,
go into
I
it.
I saw that. Yeah.
He just said it's broken, and I agree with him.
Well,
That
he
team
did make the point of the schools with the richest boosters are the ones who always kind of
will
and
have the best teams.
yeah, and that's what it's turning into. I mean, you're looking at this playoff. You have a possibility of what having five SEC schools in the playoff.
Yeah,
Who's going to watch that? You can
not
have
me.
SEC fans, but
I'm not
none of
watching
these
it.
other guys won't. I'll watch probably
I'm already.
but if it's an
Yeah, I'm
SEC
not
game,
watching. I will not watch a minute of it. I care less.
okay, you know, I might peruse it just to see how Texas Tech does in it or anything like that. But I'm not gonna. I can
Yeah.
assure you, I will not watch the championship game.
No, and I didn't watch it last year. I haven't watched a national championship in quite some time. It's been a
One other
long
issue
time.
you've got is these games are going to be on Thursday and Friday nights. None of them are on the weekend. I think the championship game may be on a Monday night, but it's like you guys are afraid to go against the NFL. This thing it's DOA in the water anyway.
Yeah,
You know,
but
you
again,
guys should.
going back to Ken Chapman signed with North Carolina.
Who's that?
He was another wide receiver. He was a four-star guy that again we had, and they decommitted.
Oh, okay, well, it is what it is, right? To where
Yeah,
I think,
Zamarian Gordon. He took him with him. He was a safety, and again, uh, it's tough when you got Bill Belichick come in our backyard, and grab two guys.
well, that's the thing about it. I don't know how much Bill Belichick is recruiting. I don't think he's going in anyone's backyard. He's just basically his son is going and some of these other guys, but I think Bill is just a figurehead. And I think it was more apparent this year than any. You know,
Yeah.
he's got a girlfriend who's going to grad school there, which, hey, fine.
Well,
But
you know where
he's done with grad school. I'm sure he'll be done with Carolina.
Kane Archer.
Yeah, he's at Utah, right?
He's at Utah, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I was like, wow. I mean, that was a heck of a
Well, remember everybody thought he was going to go to Arkansas, but
yeah,
he ended up, I think when he was kind of checking to see what was going to happen with Arkansas, and I think Utah was really kind of hitting on him hard. And then as soon as he saw that when we got Dante Carr and Rocco, he said, "I'm not going," and decommitted right then. And then 2 days later, he was in Utah.
yeah. What I look at those. If you remember Scott's interview today, somebody asked him about he got nobody from Central Florida. I guess there was a linebacker out of Edgewater, a real good player.
Yeah.
He played against my school. He played against Winter Park this year. 6 foot 225, and again we lost him or didn't passed on him, and App State got him.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I don't think Appalachian State should get anybody over us. Now maybe the kid wanted to just go play in a G5 school in the mountains and realizes,
No, you never know. This kid might have wanted too much money,
yeah,
and that's one thing that I know. Scott, Terry Mahajer, all these guys said, if you're going to give money to somebody, they've got to prove that they can do it. I'm not
yeah,
giving a bunch of money to a high school kid, especially when I'm not sure what he's going to be. It's just wasted money.
yeah,
We saw that with Gus. Gus would give all these high school kids money and waste money on these kids, and most of them didn't pan out on nothing.
yeah.
So, like I said, this high school kid, he might be good, he might not be. If he's any good at
App State,
Appalachian State will get him back.
yeah,
Okay.
that's
These kids
true.
playing for, if he has that kind of money that he wants, and App State paid it, if they did, that's why he went there. Well, then you know what? If he's that good, we'll pay it and we'll get him back.
Hmm.
Otherwise, good luck to you, kid.
Yeah, but again, it looked like there's some really highly rated players that decommitted from us, and maybe I don't know in film or somewhere they watched it and said, maybe he's not going to be a good fit here. I mean, I'm hoping that's what happened.
Right. No, I got you. But you know, it'll be interesting to see what happens over the spring. And I guess the portal opens up in what, 2 weeks or at the
Um,
beginning of next year, right?
I think it's
Early January.
January,
There's only one portal this
and
year.
there's one portal. Yeah, there's no spring, post spring football practice portal anymore,
Okay.
which that's
So
good.
yeah, at that point we'll know technically, right, of um who's staying, who's leaving, and then who we got in the portal here.
Well, even
Um,
when we had spring practice last year, didn't we lose a few guys after spring
yeah,
last year?
yeah.
So well, I mean, we lost that kid who's in Stanford now, Dylan, who's our quarterback last year, Risk.
Dylan Risk.
We lost Dylan Risk, after spring.
He was not wanted here, Matt. That's why we lost him.
Yeah, but you think about it.
We probably could have used him if just like EJ
Yeah,
Colson, we could have used him if he would have.
yeah,
He scattered literally right after the game against Utah when he threw that pick six, and then they left him in there so he gets a little touchdown at the end of the game. And it was like 28 to what 14. It was like
yeah,
it might as well have been 50 to 14.
yeah.
We were never in that game. And that EJ Colson kid, as soon as the game literally ended, he ran off the field. And I think he already had in his phone, that he just hit send saying, I'm entering the transfer portal.
Do
And
they
that
take these?
incarnate word, he's playing there.
Do these kids actually take their phone with them on the field?
No, but it might have been in his locker.
Yeah,
And
that's. I hope not.
yeah, I don't think he's doing that. Yeah. But I think if anything, what he's doing is he's that incarnate word right now. So it'll be interesting to see who's going after him because he has some experience as well.
Yeah, I don't think he plays in
No,
Scott's future. I don't
yeah,
think
I don't think
Scott.
Scott wants it back. Scott's a little bit bigger of a player,
Yeah,
and like I said, the two kids we got are what he wants. I
yeah,
think he's comfortable with Cam,
yeah,
but other than that, and Cam's not a real big guy. He's about 6 foot,
yeah.
but you know, it'll be interesting to see what happens here.
No, I agree.
You got anything else you want to? We're about 53
I'm
minutes into
good.
this.
I mean, I guess Noah Mercier also signed today.
What's he
D
play? What's his
line.
position?
He's a defensive lineman.
Okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. That was the kid who we took from South Florida.
Yeah,
This is a pretty good player.
yeah,
He's like 260 and six
yeah.
three, 6'4", something like that. We'll
6'4".
see.
Yeah.
I mean, we are down two defensive ends. He's a defensive end himself. He's an edge, isn't he?
Well, it says D line. Yeah.
Okay, he's D lineman. Okay. Well, you could possibly use him as an edge.
No, I agree. Yeah. I
They
mean,
got some weight on
we
him.
can always go get an edge too. I mean, like I said, I think there's plenty of that. I mean, you think about it when we got what's his face from Miami. I mean, that was
Actually, Kelly.
Kelly. Yeah, it was. Yeah, that'll be. We can get another one.
Yeah, price is right, as they say, right?
Yeah.
Oh, nonetheless. Okay.
Well, this I guess concludes our football season for 2025.
Right. I know you're not really into basketball. I'll probably check in once in a while after basketball games.
Well, I was also looking to maybe do two nights talk
Okay.
in a week.
We can
Which will
move
be
over to that too. And
entirely different from football, but we're talking more of the entertainment side of life.
well, it's pretty much a grab bag of stuff, right? We can talk about
Yes,
entertainment. We'll talk about, sports around the country, around the state, all kinds. And that might keep us busy until next football season.
next will release spring, right?
Right.
Yeah. So for Knightspeed, I'm Matt Johnson.
And I am Mark Johnson.
Charge on.
Go Knights.